Bloomers in the Garden. I'm Len Schroeder.
And I'm Julio Zamora.
In our first segment, we're going to discuss year-end tasks that you may have missed.
It's inevitable. The snow will come and bend over your plants. We have simple rules to follow to protect your plants in our second segment.
We received a text from a listener, and they had a dilemma. Their shrubs had overgrown their border, and they asked if they can cut them back. We have answers in our third segment.
Are you on the gardening naughty or nice list? Len and I were discussing what list we're on. Hear all about it in our fourth segment.
Today's show is airing just before Christmas. In our final segment, Julio, Aaron, and I will share with you what Christmas means to us.
So stay tuned, and we'll be right back in the garden right after these messages. Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Fertilome's Triple Action contains 70% neem oil and 0.25% pyrethrins as a concentrate and ready to spray. It is an insecticide, fungicide, and miticide labeled to use on vegetables, fruits, nuts, herbs, spices, and ornamentals. This organic OMRI-listed product controls a wide variety of insect pests and diseases, including aphids, scale, spider mites, whiteflies, rust, leaf spot, and powdery mildew. This insecticide is an all-in-one bottle that will cure just about any problem you may run into throughout the year. Fertilome's Triple Action has been helping gardeners across the country for years. Best to apply in late evening and early morning hours. Mix 1 ounce, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons in a gallon of water. The best part is Triple Action may be used up to the day of harvest. So the next time you are visiting your favorite garden center, ask for Fertilome's Triple Action and expect to have the best-looking plants in the neighborhood.
You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider or see and hear us by subscribing to Bloomers YouTube channel. Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley every Saturday. First, wake up with us at 6 a.m. on WNWR The Word at 95.3 FM and 1540 AM. Tune in at 8 a.m. to Bloomers in the Garden Radio on Talk 860 WWDB. A rebroadcast of Bloomers in the Garden Radio is played each Saturday evening at 5 p.m. on The Word, 95.3 FM and 1540 AM. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard throughout the New York Tri-State Area on Classic Oldies, 1250 AM WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden. Well, Julio Zamora.
Yes, sir, right here.
The weather's been nice.
Oh, yeah.
The weather's been really nice.
Really good.
And so that it's made maybe some of us a little less likely to get all those end-of-year chores. You know, when we get like a shock and it's like 10 degrees one day, all of a sudden it's like,
yeah,
we've got to do all this stuff. Do you have your hoses put away?
No. Now that you say that.
All right, so what are we talking about? Hose, like your basic garden hose.
Yeah.
You know, if you still have your garden hose connected, you need to get that water out because eventually we're going to get cold weather.
Cold. Yeah.
I was thinking about something. You ever see the old Christmas movies Like even was it Home Alone? Elf.
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 Yeah, you saw Elf.
It's like they never have snow like that in New York before Christmas. Maybe for a couple of hours, they get a snowstorm. But it's going to get cold.
It is.
It's going to get cold. And if those hoses freeze, they expand. And this is the whole problem where they expand and they're going to break. They're going to break. So you make sure you disconnect it from the house spigot, right?
Yeah,
and then
do that.
And then you start there, lift it up at least chest height, and go through it so all the waters. And if you're looking on the YouTube channel, please subscribe. And if you're listening on our podcast, please 5 stars. So you lift it and you're like
right up
so that you're above your head or at chest height, so that you're getting all that water to flow out of it. And then technically, you could leave the hose outside as long as it's empty, because it's not going to fill up with water again. No. But yeah, be a good homeowner and bring it inside the house, in the garage at least. My garage freezes.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so, it's a difference.
Yeah, I know.
So, anyway, you can hide it behind the shrubs as long as there's no water in it.
That's right.
But then you got to decide, do you turn off your spigots? Yeah. Do you turn off your spigots?
No.
No. You don't have a bleeder or anything?
No.
No? Aaron, do your house have bleeders on the spigots?
We do.
You do? So, and you got to make sure you turn that spigot off.
Yeah, I know.
Turn it off in the basement and then let it bleed out a little bit in case that spigot freezes. So you want to leave it open. You don't want to close it. So, again, that's something that you need to do. Take care of your hoses and take care of your spigots. How's your leaves looking?
I haven't raked them yet.
You haven't raked them?
Yeah, I'm pretty slow today.
All right. In a show coming up, we're going to talk about trends, about how leaves are our friends.
Oh. Well,
I don't know if it's a trend. I think it's a license to be lazy.
Yeah, it's probably right.
Look, your trees that drop the leaves, you can use them as like a mulch and cover things, but you still have to deal with it either in the spring or you have to deal with it now. And dealing with it now is nice because what happens, the wind blows and all of a sudden those leaves are on your walkway or they're in your driveway and then you're tracking them in the house and, so you need to pick up your leaves. You can use them as a mulch, but you've got to eventually move them off. Like, for instance, if you have a perennial garden, they make a great mulch because it'll protect and keep those perennials, the roots a little warmer, so they're going to grow a little bit sooner and grow a little later, meaning later in this season, and then be going to be a bigger plant. I don't know about bigger plant, but they're going to be established better come springtime.
It's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Mm-hmm. So, but you haven't done it. You have your leaves just kind of willy-nilly everywhere.
It's all over.
Yeah,
I haven't done
it. Andy out there to break some.
You kidding?
That's another show.
It is.
Gutters. Do you have a thing like they advertise on TV? Get your gutters cupped and you'll never have them again. Guaranteed for life. Huh?
I don't have that. I wish I did. Because that rain we've had.
Yeah.
You should see my gutters are.
Yeah. Like a fire hose coming out the bottom, or with nothing coming out?
Oh, nothing coming out.
So it was like a waterfall.
It was.
Pretty. So, again, you get your gutters cleaned out because when the melting snow happens, it's going to be an ice dam. And then all of a sudden you'll be like that Christmas story where the ice thing breaks off and hits the he was lying that that you have icicles all over your house. It's like that's that haunted Zamora house that has icicles everywhere. But get your gutters clean because it'll not only like the leaves are pretty much down now. There's some oak trees. Oaks are a pain because they'll drop all their leaves in the spring. They drop their first set and most of them in the fall, but they always leave a few on just to be a PIA. And again, but if you clean your gutters, it's good time now to get it done because you don't have any other leaves like everything else, maples and things like that are done. Do you have a pond?
No, I don't.
Didn't you used to have a pond?
I did used to have a pond.
What happened to the fish?
Huh? I didn't have fish.
You didn't have fish?
No.
Okay.
Just had plants.
Just had plants.
Yeah.
Good.
I got rid of everything.
I have not put my pond de-icer in.
Oh, no?
My pond. Ladies and gentlemen, a pond de-icer does not create a fish hot tub, okay? It's not like the fish are like saying, wow, jacuzzi.
Yeah, it's nice.
What it does is it basically creates a chimney effect so that all of the rotting debris that may be in the bottom of your pond has a place to escape. If it's trapped underneath the ice, it'll poison your fish. So you want to make sure that you have a pond de-icer installed. And they're by thermostat, so it's not like they're on all the time, that they'll go and they'll just leave like that, again, that little small round disc hole so that they'll allow that gas to escape. And that's essential, especially if you have fish. You planting any bulbs?
Not this year.
No, you still can.
I know I can.
You still can.
Oh, yeah.
You still can. They need 6 weeks of cold. Right. Below, January, say, February. 40 degrees or so, in order to, for them to bloom. That's most of them. There are some that will bloom right off, but, tulips sometimes can be finicky that way. So you can still plant your bulbs, but get it done. Okay. What about tool care? I came across a pair of pruners at Bloomers.
How old?
They looked 100 because they were left outside and they were rusted. I got my WD-40 out, got it going, said a few unkind words to whatever employee left it outside. Yeah. That's all right,
No, I forgot. What happened?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
yeah. So I could find them.
I just paycheck.
Yeah. Well, it's like radios too. It's like, I left the radio out and we had the sprinklers on. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work anymore.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what do? You need to take care of your pruners. Mm-hmm. Get them oiled up. Same thing with your other garden tools. Anything that you have as far as a hand tool, get it cleaned up so that it's ready to go in the spring. And like getting a little bit of a coat of like a vegetable oil is good, just so that you're not putting a petroleum product on it. You want to just have it in great shape so that when you go to grab it in the spring, it's not rusted shut.
That's right.
So
it's like, oops.
Anyway, and sharpen your spade.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing the difference. Just like a knife, where a sharp knife is amazing to work with, but and same thing with a spade. A sharp spade, you can really get work done. Otherwise, you're kind of like bouncing off the soil. Yeah. Got any other suggestions, Julio?
No, I like the tool ones because I'm always big on that.
Yeah, you have that fancy Felco.
Oh yeah, they're really nice.
Felco
I take them
pruners
apart piece by piece, and they come out like a gem.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever replaced the blade? Because that's the one thing about Felcos, you can replace the blades.
Mine are still good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep mine, sharp all the time.
Yeah, I'd sharpen my knife on the grinder that we have at work.
Did? Yeah, wow. That's
my knife is probably 75 years old.
That old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
You're doing good.
Yep. It is a disc budding knife.
A disc budding knife.
A disc budding
What's
knife.
That?
A disc budding knife is where it has almost like a hawk's bill hook to it, and that where you use the tip to dig out a bud, and it's actually a way of grafting. So you take a bud out of one plant, put it into the socket of another plant, and it crosses, and then you get the plant that you want growing tall, and the rest is the rootstock.
Oh, pretty awesome tool.
But that's another show.
Yeah.
That's another show. All right. The weather's still decent. It looks like we're still going to get decent days out there. And I know you're all pressured with Christmas, and we don't want to add more to your burden.
No.
But it's just something that you can add it to the list.
Oh, yeah. Especially all the ones I had to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Julio. Really?
I got to catch up.
Yeah. We'll be back in the garden right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. 685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
Are you looking forward to a spring of vibrancy while using the best organically approved growing media for your annuals and vegetables? Coast of Maine's Sprout Island Organic Seed Starter has been created to set a diverse culture ideal for germinating seeds and root cuttings. Created using the best ancient composting techniques and new age mixing devices, Sprout Island Organic Seed Starter gently combines kelp meal, worm castings, mycorrhiza, perlite, and sustainably harvested peat moss, establishing the most desirable setting to enhance new plant growth. Coast of Maine's Sprout Island Organic Seed Starter is available at these local retailers, or visit www.coastofmaine.com to locate one near you. Pickering Valley Feed and Farm, Exton, Pennsylvania. Ashcombe Farm and Greenhouses, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Tony's Farm and Garden, Windsor, New Jersey.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. It's time to deck the halls. Roping, garland, fresh-cut Christmas trees, all available at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. The greenhouse is a blaze of red poinsettias and other colors from the new whites and the new pinks that we have. Make sure you get your Christmas cactus. That's right, Christmas cactus, get them now. Soon they're going to be all gone. Make sure you come in. All ornaments are buy 3, get the 4th free. It's a great time for even the specialty ornaments like Christopher Radko, Old World, and more. We'll see you in the garden at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Make sure you go to bloomers.com to get our address and our store hours. See you in the garden.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. You know it's going to snow eventually. When it does, many evergreens like arborvitae, junipers, and cypress arch over from the weight of the snow. And that, folks, can be sometimes a little.
It's horrifying to like, people. They're like, "What's going to happen? It's going to root into the ground."
I know.
You know, it's not.
My arborvitae's falling.
Right, and people go out there with all kinds of things and try to, shake it off. It's got to come. And again, when we talk about like arborvitaes, especially, like they'll like almost bow down to the ground. Yeah. And people get nervous. And we're talking about big arborvitaes, like 10 feet. And all of a sudden, they're, creating an arch that you could walk under. Don't worry.
It's very tempting.
It is. People, and don't knock it off. Don't try to get the snow off. The snow is poor man's mulch, right?
It is, yeah.
The snow is poor man's mulch. And that if you try to knock it off, you're going to damage the plants more than if you just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Let nature do the work. It'll melt. It's, generally we don't have snow events that happen and it stays there for 6 months or we still, 6 months.
Wow.
We're living in New York. Hey, it's Christmas. I'm thinking North Pole.
Oh, okay.
No, it just doesn't last. We're lucky if it lasts 2 days, 3 days, and then it's gone. And that's what will happen, and that your plants will bounce back, and that they'll straighten up, and that you deal with any pruning issues that you might have in winter pruning in, say, late February, March. And it depends on the variety of the plant. But honestly, I would just not, hey, we're giving you off. Keep, just stay by the fire. Don't get your snowshoes on. Just leave it go. It's people ask us too, like, what about grasses? Should we cut back our grasses? Should we not cut back our grasses? What about perennials? Roses?
All that.
No. Yeah. Leave them alone. Mm-hmm. Leave them alone. The perennial seed heads will be feed for the birds, and we talked a little bit about this last week, where the actual birds will eat it, and it'll give them sustenance when there's not that much around. I don't know. I tell you, it's nice when we don't give somebody a chore. The last list I got to buy Uncle Joe a present. I got to buy this present, this present. I'm not sure if my spouse's present is good enough. Are they going to be mad that I got them a vacuum? Don't buy a vacuum. My advice: no vacuums. No vacuums to your spouses. Okay. No vacuums.
If you do, buy one for yourself.
No vacuums. That's a bit of advice.
Right.
Jewelry.
Yeah.
Always works.
There you go.
You know what Aaron told me?
What do you say?
Aaron told me that anything from Victoria's Secrets is a double gift.
Oh.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
It keeps on giving.
At least you hope. Not if you buy a vacuum. Anyway. All right. Our next segment coming up, we're going to talk about landscapes. And we have somebody that just put the wrong plants in the wrong spot. We'll tell you all about it in our next segment.
Are you looking to reach an audience of over 12 million residents in the Philadelphia, Delaware Valley, and New York City Tri-State? Then consider becoming a broadcast sponsorship partner for Bloomers in the Garden. Every week on Bloomers in the Garden Radio, your products become associated with the authority in everything lawn, landscape, and garden. For more information on the Bloomers in the Garden Partnership Program, feel free to call the hotline 609-685-1880 or check out the radio tab at bloomers.com.
Dreaming of a gorgeous garden? Give your azaleas, rhododendron, blueberries, and evergreens a powerful boost with their #1 acid-loving plant food, Espoma Organic Hollytone. Hollytone is a perfect blend of natural, long-lasting ingredients that nourish plants for stronger roots, faster growth, and bountiful blooms. Plus, it's easy to use and safe for people, pets, and planet. Visit espoma.com for a retailer near you and helpful gardening tips. Espoma, a natural in the garden since 1929.
If you're like me, then you absolutely love birds. The Bird Sanctuary at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center has you covered. They're dedicated to the care and feeding of wild birds of all sorts. Want to bring more birds to your yard? Then you got to see this place. Bloomers has a huge flock of feeders, birdhouses, birdseed, and much, much more. Want to feed the birds and not the squirrels? They have this absolutely cool bronze bird feeder that will drive those sneaky squirrels nuts. They'll be moving to the next door neighbor in no time. OMG. Bloomers have these absolutely adorable birdhouses that will turn your yard into the perfect bird B&B. They carry all types of wild bird seed, suet, seed cakes, and mealworms. Bloomer stocks Lyric, Coles, CNS, Pine Tree Farms, and much, much more that will keep those beautiful birds coming back for more. Bloomer's Home and Garden Center is located in Washington Township in Gloucester County. For more information and directions, check them out on the web at bloomers.com. Bloomer's Home and Garden Center, you got to see this place.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. You know, when we're out in the nursery and we're talking to our customers, we talk to them about designing their landscapes, and it's always about putting the right plant in the right spot.
That's correct. Yeah.
But how often is it that somebody buys a plant and it's, say, 2 foot by 2 foot, and that's the size they make their bed, even though the plant's going to grow 6 foot by 6 foot?
Yeah.
And that happens so much. So if you're planning your landscape now, and Melissa, I don't want to hear from you. I have not designed your landscape. You asked me a year ago. I know. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. She's pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
It's
coming up.
Yeah. So anyway, you've got enough to worry about.
That would be a great push gift.
Yeah. Not a bad idea. When you're designing your landscape, again, it's the how big is it going to get? So we had somebody reach out to us, and that their plant now, and it sounds like junipers, are over 4 or 5 feet tall, and they're over the bed, and they want to cut it back. On an evergreen, a needled evergreen, sometimes it's not the best idea to cut past where that foliage tips are. The simple advice is, one, is that if it's too tight and you barely are getting sunlight to the plant, there's nothing there to sustain it, Because again, no leaves, no needles, no food.
That's right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So if you want to cut into that dead wood that's there, you risk killing the entire thing. So you've got a choice. And the one choice is rip them out or move your walk. Because really it's changing the size of the bed. And so you got to correct your thinking. It's not shove the plant and make it stick into that area. You get away with that for a little bit, but eventually you've got to make that bed larger, or you have to replant the plant. And Aaron, right? The plant price, you buy your plant, the more expensive the plant, the slower
it grows.
Right?
That's
so
correct.
the cheaper the plant,
the faster it grows.
Exactly. And this is what it sounds like.
Stay away from those big box arborvitae.
Yeah.
To grow 10 feet in 2 years. You're like, whoa, you have my problem.
Remember how wide they get, It's like, again, it's, if you look like you're getting a deal. We used to sell a lot of globe arborvitaes. People would come in, do you have any globals? Globals? What the heck's a global? Oh, globe arborvitaes. Yes, we do. Giant green meatballs.
Meatballs. Yeah,
it's like this pod landed, and people are always trying to cut them back because they get ginormous.
Bigger, yeah.
And there are some dwarf varieties that are good, but they're not as cheap as the big ones.
No,
so I can get one for $20 and it's 3 foot across, where that other one that's only 18 inches is $40. So again, don't be fooled to thinking that you're getting a bargain because the price is cheap. You're going to have to deal with the size. No matter what, you need to, and I guess we have to address too. So Julio, if you tell me that a shrub is going to get to be 6 feet.
Right. Why do you mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And that it's a dwarf conifer.
Oh, gosh.
The big question is in whose lifetime?
That's right.
Because they grow really slow. And you've got to find out when you're designing your landscape, how fast does this grow? It doesn't get to that size and stop, and so if you have a fast growing plant, it's going to get to 6 feet right away, or it's going to grow fast. If the person says it grows fast, that means that it is going to get there, and it just doesn't stop. Oh, it's at 4 feet, and now all of a sudden it's 8 feet.
Yeah.
And
that's a major problem for a lot of the customer. The space is really hard for them.
Yeah.
They can't judge it. Like my neighbor they bought a Leyland cypress, and they have right next to their home, right?
Right.
It was all right. They bought it at 4 foot, and they only have a 4 by 12. I mean, can you imagine?
Do they have any siding left on their house? Because the wind blows and it knocks into the house.
I mean, that's what happens when and I'm real careful when they're buying things. I go, do you know how big that gets?
Yeah. And again, it's just make sure that you want to know how fast does it grow and how big does it ultimately get, and then you correspondingly put it into that shape with its full size accounted for. Now, maybe you'll do some shearing or trimming to keep it back, but there's eventually you reach a time where you just can't cut it back anymore, and that's it. Right. Sometimes, I know that I've taken some of my plants and I've cut them back really hard,
right.
But I make that decision. If it dies, fine, I'll rip it out. Right. But if it lives, it'll be compact and it'll look great. I've done that with some rhododendrons, which have really surprised me, where they come back and there's no leaves left. So anyway.
And the best thing is, when you're buying, shrubs for the front, think about, okay, this is a time to really expand it, than keeping it the same 3 foot wide that you've had before.
Right. But some people are locked in, it's that same house with the door that's up at the front, and then it makes a right angle in the walkway to the driveway, and they restrict it. And I've talked to builders. I'm like, why are you only giving people, there was one builder and that they had windows that were only 18 inches above the soil line.
Yeah.
What are you going to put? A ground cover?
Yeah.
Really. And that, again, they had a gap between the windows, but then it's what, I'm going to put something that grows 4 feet, and then I'm going to have something that doesn't grow more than a foot? That's going to look weird.
I know it is.
Not thinking. I don't. But what you need to do is just get help and ask for help. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, call us.
Yeah.
That's why we do the hotline. It's 609-685-1880. And it's all about the plant determines the shape of the bed, not the way that you want it to be. You don't shove and fit the plant in the bed. The plant determines what that bed is going to look like.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what it's all about.
All right.
All right. We'll be back in the garden right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix with EcoPeat is the perfect ready-to-use potting mix for all your succulents. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix is a blend of sphagnum peat moss, perlite, and EcoPeat. EcoPeat is a natural wood fiber from peat bogs. When added to Fertilome peat moss, it produces a superior professional substrate with an exceptional ratio of air porosity and water holding capacity. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix will ensure maximum drainage with ideal water retention. It's simply the best succulent mix on the market. Ask for Fertilome by name at your local garden center. Available at Daniel's Garden Center, Sumneytown Pike, Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Gasper's Home and Garden, 316 Tanyard Road, Richboro, PA. Your next houseplant is waiting for you in Bloomer's Home and Garden Center's greenhouse. Bloomers recognizes that houseplant choices are as important to your interior decorating as the fabric on your couch. The right plant, paired with the perfect container, can bring a dynamic change to your home. A houseplant brings life to your world and connects your home's interior to the greater outdoors. Even a small succulent placed on your coffee table has a way of connecting your living room to the Amazon rainforest. How about an air plant in your kitchen? Looking for an indoor flowering plant to add color to your plant palette? Bloomers has a large revolving assortment of flowering beauties. From aglaonemas to ZZ plants, Bloomers Greenhouse is stocked with your next favorite indoor plant. Bloomers carries a large selection of pottery and containers to match your home's decor and make any of your plants more beautiful. Bloomers experts can help you care for your plants and have the fertilizer, insecticides, leaf shine, and specialty soils you need to grow healthy and happy indoor plants. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center's greenhouse and make every room in your home a living room. Visit bloomers.com for more information. That's bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. Well, the other day, Len and I were talking about if we made the nice gardening list. Len.
Yeah, I had more naughties than nice.
Same here.
How about you, Heather? Did you have any epic fails?
Oh, my gosh. Yes, sir.
Well, by one naughty, I've already admitted to that I did not design my daughter's landscape.
Oh, you did? I thought you
Not
did.
yet. No, I've been busy. I've been up there, but it's like,
what happened?
There's this giant dog that's up there that seems to get my attention.
Oh, is that what happened?
But I've got the measurements still.
Okay.
Maybe
Maybe this winter, maybe.
some long winter's night. No, I'll take a long winter's nap. That's what I plan on doing. I'll take care of it right after there.
Okay.
So Julio, are you on the nice or naughty list?
I'm on the naughty. This year I said I'm not going to mulch in the spring. I said I think I can get away with it. Well, guess what?
It's only one of our customers.
I had weeds coming out of my ear, especially today's too hot. I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
And then I'll do it the next day. Guess what? The next day it rains. And then the weeds start to grow like crazy. Yeah. It's like worse. So I get out there, right, and I'm spending all day, and I'm not even halfway into my gardening.
Right.
And then so I said to myself, boy, did I mess up on that. And my plants my perennials were looking terrible. They weren't growing properly. I needed to water more. It was a mess.
Yeah. I hear you with the weeds.
Oh, yeah.
Bad. Really bad. And that even in my lawn, I did not do my second application of crabgrass control.
Oh, no.
So I have weeds all through my lawn. And, you know, luckily nobody can see my house from the road. It's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, really.
He's
Look at
got
this
all
guy.
crabgrass.
Yeah, this is Mr. Bloomer.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've got a lot of crabgrass, and it's all because I waved off that one thing. I was like, oh, I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to do it. It's too late to do it. You know.
Wow.
So that's one definitely naughty list.
Yeah.
You know, and also like we redid the deck.
Oh yeah,
And
beautiful
I
job.
took, thank you very much. We still need the last thing we need to do, put the railing up.
Yeah, we can give a heads up on who did all this work.
Yeah, well, it's my girl Danielle.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my fiance did it. She's
He's amazing.
incredible.
Yep.
Incredible. I am the laborer. That's me. That's me. You know. So and
You're making sure she had plenty of water.
yeah. Well, whatever. Course Light, actually. But that's anyway. That where it, you know, the deck. I took out a big oak that had a disease in it, and it just was not coming back. And I didn't want to leave it there, and I wanted to put back a nice big tree. I have not done that yet.
Not yet.
I have not done that yet. I actually am still a little torn between what to put in, because you want it over your deck to shade the deck and the house,
That'd
but
be
you
nice.
don't want something that's going to be a problem with leaves.
Right.
So I've got time.
Yeah.
I've got time.
Yeah.
But I just had all intentions of doing it as soon as the layout, basic layout was done. I did not do that.
That's all right.
I was going to reclaim my perennial bed.
Right. No.
No, we'll be talking about our New Year's resolutions next week, so you can tune in and hold us accountable, throughout the year if you want next week. But I did not do that, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So, what'd you do to make the nice list?
Oof, I don't think I did anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So we already mentioned Danielle. I did her landscape.
You always do that.
Around her patio.
Yeah. Always turns
Came out
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. One of the things, and next week we're going to be talking about trends for 2024, and that I used as a block or a background to hide the neighbors' yards. I used actually bananas.
Oh wow!
Right, so tropical bananas, let
Turned out
them
nice.
grow as big as they could, because they get big.
Yeah.
They get big, and they made a nice break, and it had that tropical feel to it.
Nice.
So that put me on the nice list.
Good list, yeah.
That I was, thanks to my son Carl. Thank you very much. He went under the deck, about 2 feet in, because I left a hydrangea, a Nico blue hydrangea that I absolutely love, and I love the variety. But honestly, when it came to putting the deck boards over top or trying to fit in between the joists and get it out, I chose to it was cut back. It was cut back really hard.
Oh, wow.
So this was something that's been there for a long time.
Wow.
And it was cut back to where it was only probably about 6 or 8 inches.
That's it.
Yeah, tall.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, that's probably going to die anyway. But Carl went in and grabbed it before I put those last boards on, and we'll see how it transplants. So it is transplanted. So we'll see how that goes.
Survives.
But that was, I guess that makes it kind of like a salvation story where I was naughty, and then I got thanks to Carl, I'm nice. So.
Redemption.
Right. All right. What about you, Julio?
Well, I'll tell you what. This year, I didn't cut my grass. I had Valentine come and cut my grass, so
Okay.
I'm really happy. that
Landscape company?
Yeah, he come in and he cleaned my backyard beautifully.
Yeah.
It looks great. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So I'm ready to plant next year.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So you hired a landscaper
Yeah, I know.
to
That's-
come in. Wow.
Yeah, that's a new thing for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
I don't like anybody touching my grass, especially zoysia.
Zoysia grass.
Yeah, right.
That is another show,
It is.
right? Isn't it, Vera Brown? We're gonna talk about zoysia. You need to call in. So,
Nice.
but again, it's like, Aaron, I think, where are you? Naughty or nice list? I think you're on the nice list.
Oh, yeah.
You working with poinsettias, you learned more this year about plants than I think you and all the years combined.
Yeah, I mean, buying plants put me on a nice list, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. That's true.
But not only that, I mean, we've just been doing a lot of construction work on the house. So,
Yeah.
that's taken up the majority of my focus after the summertime and all the, I'll start to lose all my perennials and things like that. I just stopped really caring about it. We're just going to do a raised bed in front. So hopefully that gets me back on the nice list.
Yeah, don't be surprised. Those perennials are probably still there.
Well, I know, but
Just roots.
I'm going to probably pull everything up and put a raised bed with a retainer wall around the whole front of the new front porch. So, there's going to be stone. So
you were paying attention to our last segment.
Yeah, that's right. Make it bigger.
Right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Making sure that the plant fits in the spot. I think you make the nice list for actually planting your poinsettia and carrying it over an entire year.
Man, I mean, wrong time.
Santa likes that.
Oh, yeah.
February though was a bad choice.
Well,
it was a bad choice,
well,
but it's still alive and it's coming back.
It's a learning moment.
It is
a learning moment, teaching moment.
Correct.
Speaking of which, your kids, they seem to enjoy it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, even the birds.
Man, I'll just say this: that if she doesn't become an ornithologist or a lawyer, one or the other, I'm going to be mad.
Either way, she could go to Cornell.
Right.
There you go.
My goodness.
Well, I know everybody. They this time of the year they look at what they were, what they did and what they didn't do. Your garden's not exempt, but Julio and I are easy.
Yeah.
There's always next year.
That's right.
It's always next year. Kind of like the Eagles. Ooh.
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. Yeah, they're gonna beat your Giants.
Y'all be mad. Watch. The worst 6 and 8 team you want to play? 5 and 8 team you want to play? Watch. Nobody wants to play the Giants. Somebody's gonna get hurt. No, that's a whole nother station. That's another show.
That's a fanatic show.
For the fan.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back in the garden right after this. Some of our most frequent questions revolve around organic container gardening for houseplants, annuals, and of course vegetables. Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor Blend organic potting soil is a lightweight soil mixture made with salmon, blueberry, lobster, and other composts, as well as calcium and chitin-rich lobster shells, sphagnum peat, perlite, and kelp meal. It is a great soil. And Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor organic potting soil is rich in organic material, creating lush, disease-resistant plants that require less watering, less feeding. Its rich, dark brown color provides the perfect balance between water retention and drainage needed for healthy plants. Coast of Maine's Bar Harbor Blend organic potting soil is available at these local retailers.
Sickles Market, Little River, New Jersey. Espen Shades Garden Centers and Greenhouse, Fleetwood, Pennsylvania. Pickering Valley Feed and Farm, Exton, Pennsylvania. Dreaming of a gorgeous garden? Give your azaleas, rhododendron, blueberries, and evergreens a powerful boost with the #1 acid-loving plant food, Espoma Organic Hollytone. Hollytone is a perfect blend of natural, long-lasting ingredients that nourish plants for stronger roots, faster growth, and bountiful blooms. Plus, it's easy to use and safe for people, pets, and planet. Visit espoma.com for a retailer near you and helpful gardening tips. Espoma, a natural in the garden since 1929.
Are you looking to reach an audience of over 12 million residents in the Philadelphia, Delaware Valley, and New York City Tri-State? Then consider becoming a broadcast sponsorship partner for Bloomers in the Garden. Every week on Bloomers in the Garden Radio, your products become associated with the authority in everything lawn, landscape, and garden. For more information on the Bloomers in the Garden Partnership Program, feel free to call the hotline 609-685-1880 or check out the radio tab at bloomers.com.
Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. We are almost upon Christmas. And during this holiest times of the year, we often get reflective and sentimental over the events, the people, and the things that have impacted us over the last 12 months. So, Julio Zamora, what does the Christmas season mean to you?
Well, and this is one of my favorite times of year, and I really enjoy being at my worship service during the evening, and we sing a lot of Christmas songs and carols, and just being with my friends there too, and enjoying the time to worship God.
Yeah. Very nice. Yep. Very nice. Julio, I think you are not a minister, but you minister to the people that are around you, including myself, including Aaron, including lots of my family, that you just have that way about you.
Well, thanks, Len. I appreciate it. You are my family.
Yeah, thank you.
And I've been with you
long time,
longer than anybody I've known.
Do they get sick of you that fast?
Pretty much.
Anyway.
I hung tough.
Right. Oh, no, that's my problem. Yeah, they don't hang around me too long. It's like, what? Sure. Yeah. Anyway, what this season means to me, again, it's our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, came on earth as a human child and therefore can identify with the challenges that we all face. Everything that was human that Jesus went and felt and lived, and therefore he can identify and does understand. And when you're God, you think, well, that's God. God knows, he doesn't have to deal with the mortgage payment. He doesn't have to deal with people dying around him or being sick, but he absolutely did. I don't know about a mortgage because he traveled a lot.
Yeah, he didn't have a home.
Yeah, that's right, and said so. The birds of the air, they have a home.
Yes, they do.
But that's absolutely what ultimately Christmas means to me. Gifts and all of those things are important for family reasons and for other reasons. But when it comes right down to it, that's what it's all about. Absolutely thankful to our listeners.
Oh, really?
And they take the work out of doing this show. They take the work and really inspire us to keep going forward. And we appreciate all of you out there that are regular listeners. Our sponsors, we're very fortunate to have great sponsors. The station guys, Sam, TJ, even Brett for half a year, wherever he is. Brett's gone.
Yeah.
But again, it's we couldn't do this without them and with the WWDB family. So we appreciate them. And again, all of the friends and family. Professor Steve.
Oh, yes.
You have a gift at Bloomers waiting for you. Did you know that? And again, all of Bloomers employees from Sandy, my son, all of everybody that works so hard throughout the year. Absolutely appreciate that. And on a personal note, I have now two families in it, and it's very weird. It's very weird to have almost stepchildren and step relations, where Danielle and I are engaged, and it's where it's a step family, and they are my kids, and it's just as interesting. I have my own children, with Melissa, Adam, and Carl, and that, it just is as you get older, and I'm only,
He's young. You're
30.
Still young.
Yeah, I'm 30.
Yeah, that's it.
Times two. But you don't know. You don't expect those things. But where life will take you, and that I'm very thankful to being adopted into that family. Yeah. So that's for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. And the love of a good woman.
Yes, sir.
We won't go any farther. Yeah. Aaron, you're awfully quiet over there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just listening. I'm taking it all in. And as opposed, everything that you guys said is absolutely 100% correct. I do believe Jesus is the reason for the season.
Yep.
And I proudly proclaim that. I'm also grateful for the gift of life. I think that's the biggest thing in a time where life is not seem to be as valuable in our humanly sense. It just, I'm thankful to have love around me, my family, my friends, my work colleagues, my work friends, my band members, everybody that I'm connected with regularly, man. I'm grateful for it. And so I'm thankful to God every day. It's just not Christmas. You know, every day is Christmas in my book.
Amen. It's just something you need to remember. All right, Sam, I'm putting you on the spot.
My big moment. For me, it's just, it's more about just being thankful for what you have, kind of like Thanksgiving, but, thankful for friends and family. And, a lot of the time the world can be a pretty dark place. But this time of year, I like to let myself kind of be happy and be merry and kind of live in that moment and just be appreciative for the relationships and the people that I have. So
yes, that's the choice. That's a choice that we make. We choose to be happy, even when the world sometimes is playing you the card that you don't want to be dealt. I get it, bro.
Yeah, and people. I love it. Some people I think they like being the Grinch. They like, when everybody else is being happy, they want to be the one that's like a downer. But it's like, hey man, you could just be happy.
Right.
You just
choose happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Bobby McFerrin said it the best. Don't worry, be happy.
Oh my God! If I could get that down, I'd be happy. But I'll remind myself, because I remind other people, it's like how you react to things is your choice. And then I see the 3 pink fingers pointing back at me, and I'm like, yeah, well, just remember that. Just remember that. All right. We've got to go to break. We'll be right back in the garden right after this. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call or text us using the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Call or text us and let us know what problems you're facing. Let us know how we're doing. Call or text 609-685-1880. If we use your comment on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call or text us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. It's time to deck the halls. Roping, garland, fresh-cut Christmas trees, all available at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. The greenhouse is a blaze of red poinsettias and other colors from the new whites and the new pinks that we have. Make sure you get your Christmas cactus. That's right, Christmas cactus, get them now. Soon they're going to be all gone. Make sure you come in. All ornaments are buy 3, get the 4th free. It's a great time for even the specialty ornaments like Christopher Radko, Old World, and more. We'll see you in the garden at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Make sure you go to bloomers.com to get our address and our store hours. See you in the garden. You're listening to Bloomers in the Garden Radio. Listen anytime through your favorite podcast provider, or see and hear us by subscribing to Bloomers YouTube channel. Bloomers in the Garden Radio is heard in Philadelphia and throughout the whole Delaware Valley every Saturday. First, wake up with us at 6 a.m. on WNWR The Word at 95.3 FM and 1540 AM. Tune in at 8 a.m. to Bloomers in the Garden Radio on Talk 860 WWDB. A rebroadcast of Bloomers in the Garden Radio is played each Saturday evening at 5 p.m. on The Word, 95.3 FM and 1540 AM. On Sunday at 8 a.m., we can be heard throughout the New York Tri-State Area on Classic Oldies, 1250 AM WMTR. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the garden.
See me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Well, me and Julio
Oh my gosh.
and Aaron,
yeah.
we were just, I guess that's the naughty list thing that we were talking about, where overwatering houseplants.
Ava and Deuce.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, at least they were doing it.
Yeah, just overwater my Christmas cactus, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you're being good.
But that's all right. At least they're watering.
Ah, that's true. I got to be thankful for the few things.
Try it. Right, they're going to know what to do when they start taking care of their own plants.
Yeah, on their dime.
That's right.
I pay for those plants. It hurt my heart.
The ZZ plant thing, I'm not. They killed the ZZ plant.
That's all.
I wasn't all the way killed. We just put it out its misery. That's all.
Yeah,
So,
the whole
gonna
thing
start over.
is like when we talk about often on the show throughout the year, we talk about like things that are confusing to our listeners. where it's that horticultural jargon. It's like, well, you want to have that plant moist but not wet. And that's what we were talking about during the break. And Aaron was saying, it's like, they were wet, not moist.
Right. It was waterboarded, not moist.
There's hope for you out there. If you overwater your plants, there is hope. There is hope for
Yes,
you.
bring them to Berlin. We got if they're dry, we got plenty of water for it.
Your kids will take care of that.
Right. For sure.
So I just want to thank you all for just helping get this show done each week. And I'll tell you, it's a joy because, again, we get to talk about the industry we love and talk about what we love. I don't worry about payroll. I don't worry about what's going on with, anything other than the pure horticulture that we really started this whole business called Bloomers.
Yep, the whole journey that you started.
Yeah, 35 years ago.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I feel that old.
I was 2 years old.
Oh, shut up. Sam wasn't even born for years to a decade.
That's right.
It's true.
Sam, what are you, -3, -4?
I was born in 99.
Oh, my God. What?
Oh, no.
You were born in 99. Oh, my God. I feel old.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. I got a tear coming out of my eye now.
10 years before Bloomers, Bloomers was going. 10 years.
That's right.
We were waiting for you, Sam.
Yeah, right.
Step
I
out.
got an eye opener just now.
Oh, because he was born in 99?
And I
what
looked.
month?
I found my first gray hair, too.
October. Really?
Wow.
Okay.
October.
So when was September 11th?
Yeah,
was
so
what
after.
year? Right after?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
That was my first day of high school, 9/11.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was on a Tuesday. I remember
tough.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
But,
supposed to fly to a garden center tour of England.
Oh, wow.
And never made it?
Yeah, no. Somebody from Bloomers, Mindy Schreffler called and said, "Did you see the news?" And I was like, "No, what? I'm packing. We had an afternoon flight,
I don't
all
think you're
excited."
flying.
And then I looked.
Oh.
And then the second plane hit.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't know. I think that we need to get, like Sam touched on it, we need to get that feeling, embrace that feeling of togetherness that we had after that time, not all this BS that's protesting and every little thing or
Choose
things
to
that are
be
dividing.
happy and united.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
I love it. Love that idea. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Hey,
Very
man,
good.
No problem.
the baby for the 9/11
Right.
baby.
Out of the mouth
Well, I
of
realized-
babes. Jesus.
I was born in 99. That was in 2001.
Right.
Well, sorry. See, when you get old, you forget dates and stuff. Like Julio, it's a Thursday, isn't it? Oh, yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Anyway. All right, everyone. Thank you again for you out there. Have a blessed Christmas, and we hope everybody gets everything they want and more. We'll see you next week right here in the garden.
Merry Christmas in the garden.